from Row Racing DP here. Okay, we're on Project Cars, a game that has been touted as being a world beater, and you know what, I think they might be right. I'll admit, or should I say, I'll start off with a couple of points. Is it worth the money? Well, the answer to that one is yes. I personally hate paying more than £30 for a PlayStation game. I've rarely ever done it. I just don't like paying that amount of money. However, this is the first time I've paid that amount of money, and I don't regret it. £45, and I don't regret it at all. I've had a good long stint on multiplayer last night. I even then did a bit of career mode trying to record it and found out it didn't record anything, so I'm redoing it now. So yeah, is it worth the money? Yes, definitely. Okay, so we are going to go and have a look at starting a career then at Tier 5 in the Formula Gulfs. So we'll get to sign a contract, and seeing as I am called Demon Red Mist, I'm going to go for Red Raven Racing, and we're just going to go straight out onto track. Like I say, I've done a couple of laps around here last night, so I've got a little bit of an idea of the way the track goes, but in this practice session I'm not actually going to be focused on doing any lap time or anything like that. I'm just going to try and show you a few things, one of which is being able to move your seat. Now I'm using the Thrustmaster T300
Okay,
here.
steady on this outlap. The tyres will be cold and the brakes are not up to temperature.
Cheers, engineer. You're right there, the tyres are cold and they're not up to temperature, and that is one reason why a lot of people will spin it out of the pits. Either that or the car's just too powerful for them. Okay, yeah, moving the seat. I'm on the T300 Thrustmaster T300 wheel. Now, there isn't enough buttons on the wheel to accommodate everything you can put to a button, but you can just about cover everything that you do need. Now, I've put the moving the seat on for one simple reason. I was using this view. It's a view I tend to go with. The in-car view is pretty good. It's a bit like the in-car view on Formula 1 2014. And in the multiplayer we was doing, I tried using the helmet cam, but I just needed a bit of alone time with it to get used to it, and changing my button so I can move the seat has allowed me to get on with the helmet cam a bit more, because I found that moving the seat forward just lets me see that little bit more of the track, a little bit more of the road, what I want to focus on. Now for the helmet cam, as you see, I've not got any racing line on or anything like that, and the helmet does move about a bit. And some of you may think, well, that must be difficult. Well, in a lot of games that have had helmet cams before, I've tried them and never got on with them. I don't know why, I just never have. This one though, especially in these open wheelers, I have done. I've got on with it straight away. And I think one of the reasons is working out what the movement of the helmet is telling you. So, for example, as we head up to turn 1, you'll see the helmet start to move to the right to look at the corner. As soon as it starts doing that, it's telling you to brake. So as soon as the helmet starts moving, we're on the brakes and we can make the corner. Okay, we didn't make it brilliantly, but it's telling you you're at the braking point. And again, we've gone down too many gears, which is why I'm sideways, but there we go. Also, the tyres are not up to temperature. If you look in the bottom right hand corner, we've got 3 green squares and 1 blue. There are your tyre temperatures. Underneath that is your fuel. On the left hand side of the screen, you've got current position, car that's ahead. Where the green arrow is, that will give you the name of the car that's behind. Then underneath that, you got what lap you're on, how long has gone in the session you're in, and how long is left in the session you're in, and then your current lap time. Now, that isn't all the information you can actually have on the screen. If you look on the top right, we've got current, lap sectors 1, 2 and 3 with potentials, a list of my bests. But if you press right on the D-pad, we can change that. There's a couple of different, this one will just list your overall lap times, which is quite handy to see if you are improving on your laps. and another one there. Not overly detailed, but a handy little bit of information for you. But what I really do like, although I haven't used it too much, is if you press left on the D-pad. See, I've lost part of my information, and now we've got lots of information. Now, it's not going to be easy for me to look at everything that's on this screen while I am driving around. I mean, I could just park up, but then you wouldn't get to see what it's actually doing. Okay, top right corner, we've got G meter, and the big yellow circles that you saw appear, and they must be load. Excuse me. You'll have to excuse my coughing. No, I don't mean the one I'll end up lying in for all eternity. I've just been ill for a while and I can't get rid of this cough. So I do apologise for the coughing that's going to be happening a bit. Yeah, the yellow big circles that appear, they're the load cells. I mean, if I just hit the brakes now, see, a lot of load on the front, not much on the rear. That's all to do with brake balance. So if you wanted to work on your brake balance, you could see there how much it's affecting. I mean, having done that, you can see my front brakes, they're indicated with the circles next to the tyres, are nice and green, but my rears are blue. So my rear brakes are cold. So if you are having problems with locking up or braking issues, you could find that this screen may help you to work out exactly what is going on. Now, I can't really read everything that's next to all the information by the tyres because I am trying to drive around. But you got on the fronts bump, travel and height, and on the rears you got the same. Now, like I said, I'm not going to play about with it because I'm just going to go for a pick up and play so you can see if it is doable or not. And to be honest, I think it is. I mean, obviously if you do go playing about with setups and things, you should be able to go quicker as long as you get the setups right. Okay, across the top of the screen we've got RPMs. The ratio 7.9 I think is the ratio of the gear that you are in. Then next to that we have the brake pressure, which you'll see raise up as we approach this corner. And it's nice to see how much brake you are using there. Then you've got gear indicator, speed indicator, lateral force I think, throttle, power and torque, and then session best time, total time, position, and the G-force meter. Very interesting screen that. I like it anyway. Okay, let's get rid of that, back to the normal one. Well, we're doing all that without actually looking at where I'm going and just driving around. So lap times aren't going to be relevant. So what's the driving like of the game? Well, a lot of it will depend on what car you are actually in. I mean, these Formula Gulfs, they're really nice little cars, but they do seem to handle differently in qualifying to practice, and I've got a theory on that which we'll have a look at, and that is the fuel in the bottom right corner. I think in qualifying you run with a lot less fuel. I could be wrong, but I do think you run with a lot less fuel, so when it comes to the race, the car does handle a lot differently. I think at the moment I've got the equivalent of race fuel in, so how the car's handling now should be how it will handle in the race. I would say the sounds of the cars, they are absolutely brilliant. Some of them are awesome. I mean, Gran Turismo has missed a trick over the years. I mean, for a racing simulator, they've not had cars sounding right ever, and to me that's just wrong. And Shift, Grid, all of those had very nice sounding cars, just were never really any good as racing games in my eyes. Formula One always has sounded fairly damn good, but the sounds in this game are just on a completely new level, and to be honest, Gran Turismo will have to break the bank to come up with something that can compete with this, I think. And I don't actually think they're going to do it, because they've pretty much stuck to the same game for the last 10 years, and I think it's time to change. Formula One, if Formula One is anything like this game, it will be phenomenal, and I'm hoping it will be. Come on, Codemasters, it's about time you made up for F1 2014 and gave your gamers the best in the world. Okay, so I was about to say let's concentrate, and that didn't work. With the gameplay, when you are setting up lobbies and races and stuff like that, I mean, I've not looked in depth at it. I mean, I did host a lobby on release night, but there are that many different options in the menus. I didn't really play about with it too much, but I did notice that you can have, for example, 90-minute qualifying sessions. I went fastest then. Yeah, you can have 90-minute qualifying sessions. If that's the case, you could probably have really long practice sessions as well. And I like that, the fact that you can edit that stuff, and that's something that Formula One really needs. If they haven't done that, then they really should have done. I know that the F1 community has been begging for online practice sessions, just so guys can just go and practice, do 10 laps, make a change, do another 10 laps, make a change, rather than having to do that in online qualifying sessions, or start a race, see how the car's handling, reload the session and all that kind of stuff. The way that Project Cars has done it, much better. Okay, so that's practice session over. Let's crack on to qualifying. Right, I was going to show you my first attempted race. However, it did not go so well, and because the recording clips are limited on time, I'm just going to show you a short clip of what happened in the race, and then we'll do a new clip, a new video of a new first attempt of the race. A bit late, he's already got past me. Now, a few times when I was having a look at this yesterday, I had a look at diving up that corner, but they do like to turn in nice and early. It's not that they're being aggressive, it's just that's where the racing line is. Now, the corner we're coming up to is one that's a little more tricky, especially if they come across the road on you. This one is a really tricky corner. Now, it may sound like I've got traction control on here. I haven't. It's just these cars do have a lot of rear grip as long as you drive it properly. I have found... Whoa! Oh my goodness me.
That looked like a big hit. Are you okay?
No. Okay, I think we'll have a quick look at the replay on that one. That come out of absolutely nowhere. Okay, these cars do sound a bit camp when you fast forward it, but I just want to skip through to where that crash was. I was not expecting it to do what it just did then. That did actually catch me by surprise. Now, I did say I'm not one for restarting races, but I think with the amount of damage I've now got on the car, I probably am going to have to restart this one. That really did, it just totally caught me unawares. Okay, a little bit of contact, but airborne? I was not expecting that. I managed to miss a potential carnage there, but... Okay, so I've had a little wiggle, gone a bit wide, I'm okay here. And whoa! Ouch! Yeah. Considering that two of the wheels are no longer properly attached to the car, I think we may have to restart that race. Oh my goodness me. Right. Okay. So as you can tell, that didn't go very well at all. So what I'll do now, do a new video of the actual race, or both races. But it is a shame that you can only record up to sort of 15-20 minutes on here, unless you can export it onto a HDD, which isn't very easy to do, to be honest. But anyway, look for the new video.